Okay. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Dialogue with Khuraira. If you're new to this platform, Dialogue with Khuraira is a platform whereby we celebrate incredible people that we call the unsung heroes. Why are they this unsung heroes? They are because they are doing great things, uplifting people's lives that probably you may not know of what they're doing because the media is not on them. So we go out there, look for them, and sometimes people let us know about them and we share their story so that way you can learn a thing from them. Hopefully their story motivates, inspire you to also start doing something incredible to make a difference in people's lives, to uplift humanity. So today we have our special guest, Dr. Khalifa. Is it Khalifa Abbas, right?
Yes, Khalifa Abbas.
Yes. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah. So I saw that you are passionate about sport, right? And
Sport. Yeah.
so I'm going to give you, I'm going to let you, this is what I do with my guests. I allow them to talk about themselves. And then after you finish talking about yourself, then I will ask you questions and hopefully also our fans or, your friends can ask questions. So please tell us about you and then welcome to Dialogue with Herrera.
Well, thank you so much for having me, first of all. My name is Dr. Khalifa Abbas. And when you say I should talk about myself, I don't know where to start.
Well, it
Um,
is in the bio already, but we still want to hear it from you. We want to hear you tell us the story, you know? So we want you to tell, yeah. Because I used to tell people, read people's bio, but I end up always butchering something. So I try to stay away from it now. I let the people tell the story, then I ask questions just to stay out of trouble.
yeah, it's fun. Well, like I said, my name is Dr. Khalifa Amir Abbas. That's my full name. Um, I grew up as a young boy who had very good passion on football. And I think up to today, it's something I think I admire more than any other thing. But life comes with a lot of responsibility that changes your ability to think on other things that will actually affect your life in a positive way. So I did my nursery and primary school and secondary school in Nigeria. And then I was opportune to go to Ahmad Bello University Zaria and had a diploma in law. Then I moved to the Philippines to have my BSc in management. Then I did my MSc in finance. Do I have to go on details of all the schools I attended?
The more the merrier, because I want people, sometimes you'll be amazed. People will watch a video than to read a bio. You know that, right?
Yeah.
So it's best when they hear, they're like, oh my God, he did this, he did that. So I rather you talk. So please do.
Okay, so I did my first degree in St. Dominic Savior College in Manila, Philippines. Then I finished afterwards. I continued my master's, which I finished also in that same school, St. Dominic Savior College.
All right, you're still here, right? Okay.
I was in Sydney FC Australia as a young football player in their football academy because the first instance was to play football, not to go to school. But I grew yeah, but I grew up with a father that loves schools more than any other thing. And he's in academia where he actually lectured in university, which was a banker actually. So he never played football in his whole life. Then
Yeah.
he had a son that loves football more than any other thing. You can imagine the conflicts that we keep on having throughout
Yeah.
my entire lifetime. So for that basis, I had to put my passion aside and
Mhm.
actually go to school, even though I never actually consider myself as a serious student. I always see myself as someone who had to go to school because I had to go to school, not because I really wanted to go to school. But actually, now I know better. Now life teaches me that the school I attended was actually motive that changes my life entirely. So following that, after I finished my school, I came back to Nigeria. Now, following my, actually lost my mom on the way
Oh,
because I never actually dreamt of, we are these young kids that wanted to go to abroad and had no dream of coming back home.
yeah.
Like we always hope to come back home for holidays after the great achievements we imagined in our brain that we having in those countries. So when I finished my diploma, I lost my dad.
Oh,
So towards that, going to school, yeah,
I'm so
I left the country
here.
at 17 years old. I was 17. Thank you so much. I was 17 when I left,
Like,
and I mean, thank you so much. My whole idea was to make sure I create a better future for my family and I.
yeah,
Being the first son of the family, I have a senior sister, but our house of family became
yeah.
so
Yeah.
worried about everything
Responsibilities
on.
on you.
So
Yeah.
yeah, surely. So I wanted to, I was very little, I was very small, but I was in a hurry of in life in a way that I think I had so much responsibilities waiting for me. So going out there, that was why I was pushing the football very, very ahead of school because I
Yeah.
would always think that will pay you more than school
Yeah.
in the actual life. But what you don't actually understand is when are you actually going to be a professional footballer of your choice? It's not by choice, it's by God's choice.
Yeah.
That's what life teaches you.
Yeah.
So when I was there, I attended my school and playing football at the football league. Towards the ending of life in that particular country, then I lost my mom. As I recall, my mom actually passed away. And after talking to her like just a previous day, like we
Yeah.
spoke yesterday, and the next day I received a message from my own sister that I actually lost my mom, which is I think it's actually something that broke my heart completely because you know what this one thing that when you lost your
Yeah.
father, all
Yeah.
you ever wanted to do is to make sure you
Your
become a better person.
your
So you
accomplishment.
from your mom can actually be proud. Thank you.
Yeah.
So you can actually make her proud with that love she keep on carrying in our
Trust
chest.
me. Trust me. It's
Unfortunately,
making them
yeah,
proud. It's making
I'm
them
telling
proud.
you,
I understand your
yeah.
pain.
So unfortunately, at that peak of time, I was lost. Like I
Yeah.
was lost. I'm somebody who always wants to fight for something. So before I was fighting for myself, which is football. Then later on, I started fighting for my family, which is school. Then now I'm getting to the end of the school, and the person I was actually becoming a good person for her to benefit the fruit of our labor. She's no more. So you can imagine, and the whole idea of living outside the country, having that kind of a good lifestyle went away. So all I ever wanted is to actually come back home because I have siblings. So I
Yeah.
think seeing them close to me might bring peace to me.
Yeah.
So I left every good thing that I ever worked for, the school, the football league, everything. I came back home straight home. And I came home and I was a different person. And now I left Nigeria when I was 17 and I came back when I was 23, 24. So
Yeah.
you can imagine the 5 years of my adulthood life. I was
Without the
supposed to learn
parents
something.
gave you
Yeah,
comfort.
without a parent. Yeah, and I left Nigeria as a baby. If you can imagine, I was 17
Yeah.
after secondary school. So I had no this big imagination of how Nigeria should be at 17. So
Yeah.
at 23, 24, when I came back to a new Nigeria to me because now before I left, I was being fed up. Somebody was feeding me, and now I came back. I have to feed someone. So you
Yeah.
can imagine of the whole idea of thinking of what to do and how to do, and like it's a lot more.
Yeah.
And what I think about the story is when I was in school and I was going to school and playing football at the same time, then I was also actually acting movie. Actually, I was featured in some part of the Asian series.
Yeah.
Because I'm this person yeah, I'm this person that always believe I can do almost everything that I wishes to do. So anything I am passionate about and I think I can do it, or I think someone can, I can actually do it if I want to do it. So
Yeah.
I keep on trying. I try a lot of things.
You
But the
speak
movie,
Chinese?
sorry,
Oh, you
no, I stayed
speak
in Philippines.
you
So I
you
speak Tagalog.
okay. That is the
The
Malaysian
language is Tagalog. No,
what
it's Philippines.
the
Philippines.
Philippines. Okay.
4 hours from Malaysia.
Okay.
Yeah, so I had to learn the local dialect of theirs, and we speak based on we living in that particular country. And then I was being part of their TV, some of the TV personalities, because
Oh,
sometimes they come to our school and ask whether who represents the black race in that particular country, and
yes.
mostly on discrimination. So at that stage, we were very young.
Okay. Your network is going in and out. I can't hear you. Did you mute? I can't hear you. I can't hear you. No. Is it mute? I can't hear you. Maybe it's network. Probably it's network. Okay, now you're back.
Coming back
Now
now.
you Yeah, now you're
Yeah,
back.
thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as I was saying, most of the TV series or TV shows, because back then it wasn't series, it was shows that
Yeah.
they wanted to invite some Nigerians or some black people that can speak
Mhm.
for black people.
Yeah.
So, and it's about discrimination. So you can imagine coming to a country and speak back negative things about them. So you have to be very careful about what you say about them.
Yeah.
So I am one of these few people that always say yes. I want to do it. So that's how the whole movie idea started. I never actually went there to say I want to be an actor. So they
Yeah.
started calling me on TV and I would speak against the people of the country, how they are mistreating black people and how
Mm,
our people are mistreating them also. And
mm,
that's how I begin to make agents, movie directors, think my face back then, I was slimmer then, so my face back then, they think I'll be actually a good actor and based on their characters. And they
yeah.
started calling me, and before you know it, I take interest. Because before it was just football. And you play football now. So now I went to what do you call it, one TV show. And I go back to my football field, and all those my white agents and white players are seeing me like now I'm saying I'm a celebrity among celebrities because we're always we're all celebrities then in our locality. We're all
Yeah.
celebrities playing football. So people knows us as players. So now I am celebrity among celebrities in terms of apart from football, they also see me on TV. They just
Yeah.
ask me, I saw you on TV. You or your team brother? I don't know, it's me. I say, how do you do it? You go to TV and you come back here and play football? I say, well, it's all possible. So
Yeah.
before you know it, I started taking interest. And before, like, is the football world, when you go out, some people see you and say, I know you're on football. But when I
Yeah.
started going to TV, I became more popular in that country. Like, you walk on the street and you see
Yeah.
some kids
People recognize
talking to
you.
you like, I saw you on TV.
Yeah.
I saw you on TV. Hi. I was like, oh, wow. So I think I actually go with this. So that's how it all came through, and I keep on pushing the football, the school. So you can imagine the time I had no time for myself. The
Yeah.
one thing I always believe is whatever you want to do in life, you have to be there for whatever reason. Like you have no time for yourself to be. Now we are not part of those kids that always had opportunity to have fun, to
Yeah.
go to outing, go to malls, go to the TV shows, or let's say go to cinemas and watch movies. Like now, I have to plan my day. And every single day I have my calendar. I'm supposed to be in school from this time to this time. I'm supposed to be on the road to my football field from this time to this time. I have shooting on Saturday and Sundays.
But
So the whole
that is what
calculation,
it is
fully.
schooling abroad, you know. That's how it is. It's a norm
And
there.
I keep on telling people in here because they always say to us that they think we went to school in an easier way. Like the conversation is always like our own was easier compared to
Yeah.
people here. And I found that the only easy thing back there, I think, is the weather.
Yeah.
But apart from that, I don't think there's any easy because the journey is different, the story is different, but the journey is always different with here.
Yeah.
I tell them if
Yeah.
you're in Nigeria, you're maybe with your family or close to your family, you can have just maybe 2 hours or 3 hours drive back to your family. When we travel out there, you can imagine I never came back for a holiday. No holiday for me since I traveled out. I did not come back to Nigeria until I finished.
Wow.
So you can
That,
imagine
that must have been very tough for you.
it was actually tough, but I think my mom always was the motivation because whenever
Yeah.
I told her I want to come back, because your friends will be asking me when are you coming back, when are you coming back? So I'll be
Yeah.
like maybe end of this year, end of this year,
Yeah.
after this semester. So I was unlucky in a way that if we finished exams and we are on holiday on school, then now we are playing football league. Whenever we're going to finish the football league, already back in school. So which are you going to leave for a holiday in Nigeria?
None, none,
Very
none,
tricky, thank you.
none.
So, but always my friends will ask me that I want to come back. At some point, I want to keep some pressure and be like, come back for at least
Yeah,
a week or two. And then my mom will ask me, what do you want to come back and do for me? Are you coming back with results? I said, I'm not done yet. I said, okay, when you are done, then come back. When you're not done, I don't want to see you. You know
yeah,
how house parents always speak to
yeah,
you
yeah,
in a rude manner for you to understand the importance of what you're doing. So
yeah.
that's what I think I live there. And but it wasn't easy.
So
You always want to come back.
it must have been very tough for you leaving there to now come back and focus your life in Nigeria. I mean, based on the circumstances that brought you back. So it must have been
Yeah,
really challenging. How did
very,
you
very.
navigate that? You know, I saw that now you're actually an agent and you've gone into politics and all of that. So how did you transition to that?
I think I will start by saying it is God that actually is making it possible. But I think I've learned one thing in life, and I came up with that particular thing in my heart.
Yeah,
I am very very ambitious. I'm very very ambitious in a good way.
yeah.
Not
There's
ambitious in
nothing
terms
wrong with
of just
that.
making money.
Yeah,
I'm very ambitious of my life. So whatever I want to achieve, I
mhm,
had to understand that it's not something very, very easy. So I had to do things that people cannot actually do. I have to obtain, or let's say, endure almost every single thing of life. So when you come out looking for something, you just go out looking for it. You're not sure whether God is actually going to give it to you or not. So when I came back to Nigeria at first, I came back with an agony of my losing my mom. So I wasn't thinking of anything as a whole, as staying here. I just came back because I thought I was actually going to die. So the fact that my whole entire life was based on making her proud, and now she's not here to actually see me graduating from school.
yeah,
So I came back having lovely family, lovely sisters and brothers, and we became one family. We actually get to be praying for them every day, and have we're having ourselves.
yeah,
So then I stayed in my room. I used to always say it like this. I stayed in my room for almost a year in Nigeria, like having no distance from my home to my house, from outside to back home. Is
yeah,
only playing football on the street with my friends before I left. So thinking of life as a whole, because I have an imagination of the way my life I visualized to be before. I wanted to be a professional footballer. From there, move to Europe, become a superstar in Nigeria, play football, and make a lot of money, and come back and help my family. So that was the plan from the beginning.
yeah,
So now I came back to my country, and I always remember when I was in that particular country, I was a celebrity in some way, in a way that I go on TV, I play football, but I came home where we
nobody
speak the
knows.
same language.
Nobody knows.
Thank you. So everybody not treat you as a normal person. Like you're not so special to them. Like you can
So
imagine
you're like, oh no,
how
this is no good.
and back then I had things I was doing, I had money, I had this. When I came back to Nigeria, I had to come back with your savings and you're not making money here. So in a few months or in a few years, all your savings will start going down to drain. Now you have
Yeah,
no money on the name. So I started thinking, what am I supposed to do?
yeah,
Should I go back to that or should I stay here? And at some point, I actually wanted to go back. I started the process of going back, and all my family was supportive, even though they wanted to stay and got married actually. And I wanted to go back there. Then at some point, I started thinking of my life. I said, okay, let me ask myself. Let's assume these people have died and left nothing to me, and do not put me through school. How would I survive? So the best thing to do for me is I went to school because of them. I went to school after they were not in life. So my own assignment now is to make sure I survive for my younger ones to survive too. Because it's to make sure I stand as a father figure to them. So I need to make sure I survive first.
yeah,
Because my progress is their progress. My
yeah,
failure is our failure.
yeah.
Then I started thinking of what am I to do. So I advised myself by myself because when I came back and I met my friends here, I had this big dream that I want to become this, I want to become this. So if I am talking to my friends and telling them this is what I want to become, and they start laughing, like
Yeah.
the laughing matters to them because they don't see the opportunity, they don't see the possibilities.
Yeah.
So I was like, am I going crazy? Or are they the one being crazy? So I advised myself by myself throughout the years of thinking and months of thinking on my own. And I told myself, okay, I am a man that can actually get whatever I want, but I need to change my plan. So now I should stop taking myself as a celebrity. I should stop taking myself as someone who was making money on football. I should stop taking myself as someone whoever went to abroad at all. Like I had to move that
I
ideology
like
in
that.
my head. I have
You
always traveled in life.
so you had to reclaim who you are in order to move
I have
forward
to,
in a
I
new
have,
in
I have
now
to,
in your country, but you are a stranger in your country. So you have to
I
really
am a
remember.
stranger, a complete stranger. The
I
only
like
people that knew me was my family and my friends. So now I need to understand that nobody knows me as a celebrity here. And nobody
yeah.
knows me as a footballer here. And nobody knows me as an intelligent person in school there. Because I didn't school here, so I have no classmates here to tell what I
You have
do
to
in
sell
school.
yourself.
So now, so now I say, okay, this is a good thing. Let me start from scratch. You know what is called scratch? I started from scratch. I started almost every single thing. I started land, houses, I put advert on my phone. I stopped posting any single thing in life apart from myself. What I do, what I post, what I sell, and I started from like I had no issue. I had no idea what I wanted to become back then because I was lost. But I had this. My sister was actually there, supporting me in a financial way actually, and she motivated me a lot. Even though she never understood what I wanted to do. You know, this kind of conversation with your family, like you want to tell them, this is what I want to do, this is what I want to do,
It's
and you
like
have
she
no
never
idea.
understood. She never understood what
Yeah,
it
but
was
she didn't
regardless.
understand what I wanted to do. All she understands was I am her brother, and she's going to support me, whatever I'm going to do. But it's not like she even trust what I wanted to do. But I believe in myself, and I tell myself that I went to a country where I have no family, no relatives, they don't speak my language, and I made it in life. At some point, I made it at that particular period I stayed. So you cannot tell me I cannot make it back in my own country that we speak the same language, we have the same religion, like the same, we look the same. I said no, but you need to change the strategy. So now I started selling a lot of things. At some point, there is one funny story. I had to go to a bank, we call it Diamond Bank, and one of my friends was like, let's go and try look for a job. You know this kind of part-time job that you look for in Nigeria that they pay you 20,000 naira in a month and you spend it in a day because you're spending money. So now
Yeah.
you have no money to spend, you have to look for whatever penny you can get. So we went to a diamond bank and we applied for a job, me and my friends, and I was the only person that got the job. Our job was to be opening a bank, diamond yellow bank for any person on the street.
Yeah.
Like the
You
only
open
open bank
what?
account Diamond Yellow account. It's a Diamond Bank account, but we call
Uh-huh.
it Diamond Yellow. Diamond Yellow, you can open it with your phone without going to bank.
Oh, yes.
So the only
Okay.
money you're going to pay is 200 naira. So I can register you through your phone with your phone number. Whenever
Yeah.
you want to upgrade it, you go to bank and upgrade the bank. The funny story is we actually, I myself, the whole celebrity back then, I started going to the market actually in Kaduna. But when I want to go to market, I go to market in Sabo, like far from my area, where I see none of my people, no,
So they don't see you hustling.
you know this kind of job you do, but you are asking for people to see you doing it. That was what was happening actually. So we went there and we had to go to like all these people that sell the water or would sell tomatoes or whatever. You
Mm.
do the bank to them and tell them how it works. And that just to tell you how low I started, how low I started. I had to start.
Wow.
And at the end of the day, you collect like 200 naira from each of them. So in each 200 naira that you got from the customer, 50 naira is your own. So if you're
Ah,
going to, like, if you open
that's
the
a lot of
account,
money. 50 naira.
50 naira, but you can actually spend a day without getting two people to open the bank because of that 200 naira that you see. So it's not easy actually. So not the solution. That's how low I started. But I keep on like I started doing almost everything because I tell myself
But
there is no,
but you know
sorry,
what?
sorry.
I really, really like that because you that shows you're such a survivor, and you have humility, because a lot of people that would come from where you came from, where you said you are a celebrity where you were, and all of that, and then come in, you've left your friends and you are this big shot back in Thailand, and then you come back. It takes a lot of humility to have someone go that route. So you should this I think this is something that we need to highlight. People feel like is they're too big to do little things. They are waiting for the big thing because either they come from a good family or they come from abroad. They can speak English, they can do this, they can do this kind of job. But if you had not done that, you wouldn't have come to the stage where you are today. So I'm hoping that
And
some people that are listening that may be in the predicament you were, take some notes from you and do what you did. Sorry, go ahead.
I think one so the story is very large, so I keep on skipping some things, important issues of the matter.
Yeah,
When I came back, when I met my parents, my father was a banker for almost 25 years of his life, and afterwards he keep
your
on
dad.
pursuing his lecturing career. My dad, yes, because there is nothing he loves more than school. He studied mathematics, so he
Yeah,
keep on teaching and lecturing in universities. So I can tell you, my dad died a wealthy person, like a comfortable person. And when I came back to this country, I still had some of the maybe let's say houses or land that we got from our parents. And
yeah,
from the beginning, what I wanted to do and invest in on myself was selling all those properties and land, and which or most of my family members supported me on that. But just the three of my let's say my father's relatives or my mother's relatives that see more than I see, and they
mhm,
advised me not to be selling things like that because when I came back, I wanted to pursue my movie career. So you can mention all these big actors, in either Hafsa movie or Nollywood, like either Rahma Sado, Ali Nuhu, all those people.
yeah,
Like I know them personally. I don't know them through this one. I know them personally because back then I wanted to do a lot on the movie. I wanted to be a producer, to be producing movies on my own because I think I had money, because I
yeah,
had the houses that I think I would sell and make those things possible. And then it was delayed based on people advising me on it. I couldn't sell it at once. And then I said, okay, let's fine. Let me go back to before I came back. I was an agent that I used to bring students into the country, whether they
yeah,
want to come and study. And so let me push my career as a travel agency. And I keep on telling my family, I want to do this, I want to do that. And you have some people who come to you and said, I want to give you this amount of money so you can start the business. Just wait, I'll call you. And they are wealthy and they're comfortable and you think they're going to do it. And at some point, I was just very, very angry at every single person that was close to me. Like I was very angry at every single family I had because I think they are letting me down. Because
yeah,
I think to me it's like they know I can do it, they know I will do it. So why are they not giving me the money? And the money is there. So you can
yeah,
imagine the whole idea of life. So when you get to that point, there is two things to do. It's either you believe in yourself or you
yeah,
get lost. A lot
yeah,
of people like myself, I think them going into drugs or alcohol or whatever that will make them forget about their lives because they
yeah,
think they should have done something and nobody's helping them. But one thing my father always taught me is I had no one, I only had God. I only have God, sorry. Since I only have God, so the only person that is going to help me completely is God. Every single
yeah,
person that will put a hand on my success is somebody that God is going to sign. So for that particular reason, I completely lost hope on any
yeah,
single person again. The only hope I had was on myself. Because even the friends I had close to me, that I speak to them on things I want to do, like they support me in everything I do. But to them, it's like it's a very big dream. So how do you think we're going to actually acquire it? Or how are we
yeah,
going to get it? So to them, for them to access it is a problem for them. So I had
yeah,
to understand every single person that was close to me. And I said, okay, let me invest in myself completely. And
mm,
that was when I go back to that job I told you, and I started from there. I became somebody that almost sell every single thing because I noticed I have I'm this person that was always popular within my society. So I have contact of people. So whatever I post, like people used to send me something, they are selling cakes or they're selling shoes, they send it to me, I post it, and they have a buyer. I said, okay, so why can't I start selling all those things? So I became an agent that sold almost everything. If they're selling eyeglasses, you sell it to me, I post it. When I have a buyer, I have my money, he gives me the money, I collect the glasses from you, I push it to him. So now I started using my own ability to think, not to stay and wait for anybody. So every
Yeah.
single thing like 1,000, 2,000 money is money to me now. Before I give free, I don't know how much I have. But now
Yeah.
1,000 became an important money in my life. So I have to know how to stop it. So from there, I think you keep on meeting people, keep on meeting people. I started the agency I wanted to have before. I wanted to rent an apartment or an office, a big office, and started big, so that anybody that comes
Yeah.
to my agency will see me as a big person, blah blah blah. And I noticed since nobody is helping me, let me start with the small thing I can. So if I have
Yeah.
20,000 naira, I have money. They will paint the place. If I have small money, I'll give the money. They will do me a table. Before you know it, things started going faster. I started meeting people. I
Yeah.
changed my environment. I moved from Kaduna. I went back to stay in Abuja. So going to Abuja actually made me understand that the one failure I had was staying at home. When I came back, I stayed in my comfort zone, thinking I am comfortable here. I eat everything I want to eat, and I drive the car I want to drive. So I don't need to actually look for something better of my life. So
Yeah.
now that I actually came out of that shadow, I moved to Abuja. I stayed there. So now I went out and come back and think of what to buy and eat. I have money that I'll have to calculate how much to spend in a week because I need next week to survive, I need upper week to survive. And there is no assurance that you're going to get a profit from any of the businesses you are doing. So now I started engaging myself in activities. I started meeting new people, new community, new society. So now nobody see you as that person that as a failure. Now people see you as hope. Because whenever you go, anywhere you go and have a good conversation in terms of education or sport or anything, people see you as an intelligent person. So why do you see yourself? Why do you put yourself that down very low? Because one thing I notice is your friends and family don't see your value. They don't see your value.
No,
They don't
no.
value that.
Actually, they're
They
the
don't see you
last
as
to see
a
your value. They're the last. I mean,
very, very.
I mean, not like our generation, because for me,
Yeah.
um, all my kids, I know their capabilities. I know their strength and
What they
weaknesses,
can
and
do.
whatever they
Yeah.
want, I try to encourage
Yeah.
them and guide them. But I'll tell you,
Yeah.
especially back home, people up till today, people don't even understand back home, they don't even
They
understand who
only
I
have, they only have
am.
one.
So I got it.
Yeah.
you know.
That's right. So
But
that's how it starts.
but
So,
you said
but you
something that
know,
I really liked before
mhm.
you said one thing that your dad taught you was to believe in yourself and know that the only person that can change your life is God. So first,
Sorry.
believe God will be the one to change your life. And at the same time, you also need to believe that you have to get up and do something. So, I
Do
mean,
something
it's
for yourself.
such a great lesson because, especially in our culture, right? People stay home. That's, Allah will provide. God will provide. And they're sitting there,
Yes.
they're not moving out of the living room. They're not doing anything that would help. Allah said, or God said that He will help you, He will take care of you, but He's not going to come down from heaven to do it for you. You have to get up and do it. So again,
Sorry.
I think that first you were saying that your dad, your parents, they're not. You wanted them to be proud of you, and so not having. Honestly, everything that you're doing, do you constantly hear their voices guiding you? Like you hear your dad
Sorry.
say, "Yes, this is. I am so proud
No,
of
you
you,"
know what?
or
What?
your
One
mom.
thing about
Do you
that,
hear
like
that?
you don't hear their voices like direct voices like I'm hearing your voice.
Yeah,
But there
yeah.
is one thing good thing you do in your life, and you just imagine your dad staring at you like this man is right here saying I'm proud of you. That kind
Yes.
of thing. Like just
Yes.
imagine that here looking at what you're doing. So that makes you to do more in life and to help more
Yeah.
people so they can actually be more proud of you. And like I was saying, I want to be quick and be at the up story because to know where I am actually now. So in that particular Abuja where I met people and I met people and I started going to National Assembly because I have some people that I met and they think I am capable of handling some jobs. I started becoming somebody I never thought of becoming.
Yeah.
Like this is just a young man football. But now I think I believe that the talent I have is beyond just football. I have talent of life, so I can do a lot and help the community. And that's how it started. I keep on pushing. Then I joined a group called Democracy Youth Roundtable in Abuja. So the group actually organized dialogue, all this dialogue for politicians and their citizens on how to discuss the way veterans of the country or their
Yeah.
lives. And before you know it, in fact, in that particular aspect, I
So
became one
more
of the
like a
leaders
town
too.
hall meeting, kind of.
Yeah, yeah, I think we're the biggest in Abuja right now in terms of activities because
Okay.
last time we did Nigeria must decide. Uh, we I think we gathered almost 17 presidential candidates on
Wow.
our platform. And it's a
Wow.
live platform. Like I used to be one of the hosts. I'm one of the major people that actually organize it. And when it comes to the event, I hosted by inviting them to the stage or hosting the whole event on my name. So you can imagine how big from this young person that started with a dream. But what helped
Yeah.
me is I was already used with conversation on TV back outside that country in front of people that I see as strangers. And now I came back and see people that look like me. So I'm not actually scared of a conversation in anywhere in life because I
Yeah.
believe I can do it. Since I go out there with people that actually hardly understand my own accent. So imagine
Yeah.
you come back to your people now, so you can do a lot. So
I
it
just
started
cannot
from
imagine you speaking that dialect, you know? But
Anam Palamo. Anam
but
Palamo.
as they say, do what you do what the when you are in Rome, you do what they do. So what's that called? You do as the Romans do.
I say Anam Palamo. That Madam, what is your name?
What is
Is
it? How
it
do you say?
Anam Palamo?
Alamba alamo?
Anam Palamo. Like you have to do it as if you're singing because that's how they're sounding.
We
I
take a
never
lesson
actually,
later.
I never want to. So that's
Yeah.
how it
So,
became, and
so
from that
all this
particular.
thing, all the me, I'm so it's your story is so interesting. Actually, you didn't say a lot in your bio. What you're like sharing now, it's more than. You see, this is why I tell people talk about themselves because what you're bringing out is what made you who you are. You know,
Sorry.
the 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 tenacity to like just go out there. Yes, you got your slumber moment when you like forget about it. I hate everybody. I am disappointed. I've lost my parent, and then somehow you just um, pivot and
Come back to
become this like what do you call that? Jackiness. I can kill the lion that I must conquer. You know.
I know first thing, what I sorry, I skipped something. The first time
Yeah.
I moved to Abuja, I had a friend that invited me to something called Abuja Twitter Connect. And I think that's where I started making my wave because I met some young people that were in universities, and I looked young till they thought I was actually also in university too. So we used to sit down and have this long conversation about how they want to organize a Twitter Connect. I know how Twitter can go very fast.
Yeah.
So and I remember going there as a guest, and I don't actually speak much because to me it's like this is a university like I have passed that almost like 4 or 5 years ago. So I
Mm.
don't think I had much to say. So I think I used to go and stay aside, and one day one of them actually asked me to speak. Like I have never spoken here, so like I should say something. So they have having this argument about how they organize everything. So
Yeah.
and to me, I'm somebody who acted a movie, who is an event planner,
Oh
who
yeah.
almost did
There's a
everything.
lot of planning to
Yeah,
before you
so
see
for me
that
to
scene,
say,
the behind the
so I just
scenes.
took one. And funny enough, some of them actually thought I could not even speak English. Maybe that was why I was not saying anything. So
Mm.
when I stood up to speak, and a lot of them were like, "Oh, so you can speak English? A good English for that matter." So before you know it, they started picking interest, and I started going into the event and whatever. And before you know it, I was leading them. I was
Yeah.
leading them in terms of bringing more ideas of how to capture instead of Abuja, we capture the north. I have
Yeah.
people in Kano, in Kaduna, everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So, and there is this idea of young people growing up. They have this issue from between Kaduna tweeters and Abuja tweeters and Kano tweeters. And so, funny enough, is I had to drive down to Kaduna and meet the people that actually used to attack
Mhm.
and tell them, see, this is me. I am the one leading them, and I'm from Kaduna State. So if you're insulting them, you're insulting me. So I had to like put on the head. We came all together and did a northern Twitter connect. And that particular aspect actually, I think, is one of the things that made me to go up to the Senate President office.
Wow.
Because me, what I was using, I was seeing it as a movement. So I used the letter headed that had the power to go to almost all the offices that the public offices.
Yeah.
So I the Senate House, the House Speaker, and before that, I was meeting these people in terms of Twitter. And there are people that don't understand Twitter, so they are afraid of people from Twitter. So now they had to listen to me. And if you imagine, I had all these, I think, almost 100 followers on Twitter. I wasn't an active Twitter person on Twitter, but I
Yeah.
was active person behind the doors. So before we went to the Speaker office, Senate President, I started knowing people. I started knowing people in politics. That was the beginning of the political movement. And in that particular movement, then I started thinking of my football academy because I always had it in my at the back of my mind. Then I had a friend called Dr. Amir Khalifa, and we sat down and we started thinking about it, and we started doing it. Before you know it, we opened the football academy, and before you know it, I am now part of a political movement. So now I forgot about my whole world of life. There was no money involved at that particular moment. There was no money. You had to use the money for transport, whatever. But
Yeah.
on the process of Twitter Connect, then I met some people that used to organize Democracy Youth Roundtable, which is a very big platform, and I think they organized almost 10 years before the election. When they came to my event, they saw some people from the presidency, some youths that were given offices during the President Muhammad Badi, and they were impressed by me bringing all these people down there, even though it's not my handwork alone, with a lot
Yeah.
of good people that we work together. And before you know, they invite me to their own forum, and I joined, and before that, I'm becoming one one big part of the movement. And before you know, I become the spokesperson of the movement. So anywhere we're going to meet any Senate president, any senator, any governor, to tell him our own plan. We have a leader called Desmond. So Ambassador Desmond is going to be the one to introduce all of us. Then I will have to tell him our plan and what we think is or what we think is going to help us in the movement. And before you know it, things started getting better. I started getting interviews on
So
TV. They call me.
with all that, were they taking you guys serious? Did anything positive came out of the whole dialogue with them from your guys' movement? Anything positive came out of it?
Well, the thing is, we became very popular and very strong in the youth platforms. So they now understood that each of them, anybody that actually wants to benefit from the youth or wants the youth to vote for him, he had to actually come to us and tell us his own plan. So that is why we're having the program. You come and speak based on what you want to do. We ask the questions or they ask the questions. So when you answer, at least from there, because our capacity was so large that you
Yeah.
cannot ignore us.
Yeah.
Because I think we're complexion of people from the south, from people from the
So
southeast,
the
southwest.
entire country.
Uh, yeah, so I think I happen to be the only Hausa person, and you can imagine the north being the biggest part of the country, and there was no other people there to actually participate. So when they saw me on that Twitter planet, how big impact, they thought I was actually going to make a lot of impact. So now brought me into the game, and before you know it, now things become bigger. We started having bigger attention. So now you think we invite you, you come, you speak, and it's close to election. If you say something positive, it benefits you. If you say something negative, it doesn't actually benefit you. But sometimes when the youth see us close to you, they know that yes, they have hope. At least if they don't know you directly, they know me through you. They know you saw it through me. So if I'm a good person, I represent you. So that's what's happening now in Nigerian politics. When you see me close to a politician and the person is very close to me, and me, I happen to be a good person. So now you're going to actually vote for that person because you believe you know me to be a good person. So even if you cannot touch him, if somebody touches me, it touches down to you.
Well,
It's a
it's like
mathematics
what
calculation.
happened with APC. Everybody voted whoever because Baba Buhari is in charge, right?
Thank you,
And
thank you. That was the
unfortunately,
plan.
right?
Yeah,
I said
that
it's
was
like
that
what
was the
happened
plan
in APC. Everybody went sack because Baba Buhari
because of Babari was not
I
taking it. Yeah.
understand that, and I applaud you for penetrating into that movement. But the thing that I do not still find that is missing with the youth movement, you guys still didn't get these people to understand your power because you're only relevant before they get your
Mhm.
vote. Immediately they get your vote, you're not relevant anymore. So, what would you do, Dr. Khalifa, to make sure that these people that promised you all these things when they needed your vote, make sure that they deliver before their next election? And if they don't deliver, what recommendation do you have for the youth?
Okay, this is what I always tell myself and I tell people that listen to me. Nigeria is the hardest country to live on,
Mm.
and our people are the hardest people to actually work with. So people come out with their motive of becoming a politician, or becoming leaders of yours, and after you vote for them, you don't see them, they don't do anything in terms of what they say they're going to do. But the main question is not about them, it's about you. People that come out to vote, people that come out to contest, how do they actually get the seat to contest? You have a nation where they actually have from the ESCOs, from our local ESCOs, people that are going to actually make you the participant on the election. You have to share money before they vote for you. Imagine somebody like me going to an election and I don't have money. I'm not going to even be on the primaries. I get to the point. Like nobody's going to vote for me in primaries because before that particular moment, somebody who has money among us will actually follow every single person and give them money and cash and whatever. So now before the primaries, we already know who's going to win. And after the primaries, somebody won. Now, but to him, he thinks he paid his way because he paid money. So from there, he thinks you are only doing his job because he paid before. So you have no voice. And then we move on to the election, to the main election. And we all come up from either PDP or APC. From beginning now, our people have already been deluded by the idea of religion into politics. So if somebody come out on politics and say, I'm actually going to be a governor and I'm actually going to be a Muslim, so all the people that actually think voting a Muslim, it's better, they'll go for him because of religion, not because of his performances. And I told him, if you want to vote for any leader, go back to yesterday and see his life. From where he started, what did he do? How did he do it? If he wasn't a politician before, he was a business person. If he wasn't a business person before, he was doing something. What was he doing? How did he do it? So you have to make sure you understand him as a person. You can't just see somebody after 50 years of his life and after a few conversations on the mic, and you tell me that you believe every single thing that he said he's going to do to you and did that to you and did that to you, and you believe it. I'm sorry, let me get to the point. And the idea is before the election day, now you have people who really have an idea, an ideology of voting for him because of his religion. And now, before the election, you have people going around to share money for you to vote for him. So when you already collect money to vote for a leader, you have already sold the right to complain for everything that follows after the election.
Yeah.
I get the idea. So
I
the whole
get it.
system is spoiled. The whole system from the primary election to the election to the INEC.
Yeah, but I
Go,
think
go.
also, I always, we have a platform for empowerment, and we are across the 19 northern state, including FCT. And I always tell them when they start complaining that, oh, this government, I said, well, how do you expect to get what you want while you, the elites, stay home on election day and watch football in the UK, and then allow your nannies, your
Most people.
driver, your whatever, your houseboys are the one that will go and cast your vote. Basically,
Oh.
what those people are hungry, they're going to be given money. They're going to vote based on who paid them the most, and then you are really you don't have a choice. Your government are chosen by illiterates that don't understand. So you don't say anything before until after you start screaming that this and then. For us here, this is how it works. You have to go like this November. We have a November election for like the state. We get text messages literally like a month before. The day I didn't cast my vote until like later in the day, that day, that the last day, I got literally more than 5 text messages from morning to let me know that I have not gone to cast my vote. So you have to go, you have to vote as an educated person. And when you are an educated person, you know what you need, you know what is you don't want in your community. But when you are allowing your house helps to go and cast the vote for the leadership, then you should not be complaining, because they did not base make their vote based on what is good for the country.
Yeah.
They did their voting based on who is going to give them the highest money at that moment.
And thank you. You know, the difference between here and the state is back there in the state, people know their right and know what they're doing and know what they're looking for.
Yeah.
Back here, people don't want to survive because in terms of things that have been happening in Nigeria, in terms of insecurity, a lot of things that the governments were doing just to make sure that they did not allow you to even think of yourself as a human being. So at some point, when it comes to election, not all of them. See, Nigeria is. I told you, like Nigeria is a very hard place to stay. The whole issue of insecurity started actually focus on what is Nigeria. Nigeria is the biggest economy in Africa. It's the richest, it's one of the most richest countries, if not the richest, in
Yeah.
the world based on natural resources. So Nigeria has the highest doctor in the US. Nigeria has the highest successful people outside the country of Africa. So you can imagine a lot of things are happening because somebody asked me something like this: how does people survive outside the country as Nigerians? How do they make their life better in a way? But in
We're
Nigeria, they
survivors
cannot
in
make their
our
life better.
country.
And I tell them the system is different. The system is different, but the system is different. But because of the way we are living here, the pressure we are having, the society, the environment, it builds us to be the strongest people on earth. So whenever we go to places like America, UK, we just see that this place is actually they're here to play because you don't do much to survive. There's a lot of things to do, but you're going to get paid. Nigerians are not worried they're going to work and get paid.
Yeah.
We are being worried here because we don't even have the job to do for us to get paid. So when you get to a space where there is job for you, all you have to do is to apply and maybe you get it and start getting paid. What is the problem? There is no problem on it. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, let me not cut you. Like I want to talk about my football
But
academy
it's
because
fine. But I want to go to the most important aspect of your passion to now being an agent. I am
yeah,
dying to hear that because to me, that is what is an untapped resources in Nigeria. We have
yeah,
super talented young people with endurance, people that there's so many the youths
I'm
are
ready to
in
leave.
abundance, but the government are not taking advantage of this sportship, you know. If
Yeah,
the
you know,
sport, I don't know, is it a ministry? If they can understand the kind of money that can be brought in through sport, I
through
would
that
think
process.
that maybe that it could solve a lot of the economic issues in when if utilized the right way. Again, you could
I
have the
think that's
money
why we are here. I
utilize it.
think that's why we
So
are here.
how are you now? I know you're a free agent, or then you already signed up some people. But first, let's say I am passionate about wanting to play football, and I have no idea where to go. I have no support system. Just imagine there are thousands of them right now watching this show and want to hear from you. Can you walk them
Yeah.
how they can get themselves recognized for their talent and how they can get signed up, please?
Oh, okay, that's a big one, but I will try on it. One thing about football, it takes almost every single thing of yours.
Yeah.
It takes your heart, your time, your patience. It's a lot. So that's why you see there is a lot of money involved in football, but not every single player can actually survive on football.
Of course.
Because you grew up with an idea of wanting to play football as a young kid. As you start growing up, you start understanding how hard it is.
Yeah.
Just to keep on the training, the diet is something else. So let me break it down because if I say I want to do a very long conversation on it, I don't think we have
Yeah,
much time
just
on it.
like just the
Let
most
me,
important
let me break
keys.
it down.
Okay.
Well, number one is we have to have talent. As an agent, may I have some players in Europe and in Africa and Egypt in a lot of places that were already signed in the club. For me, it was easier because I was a player already. So I have this agent that I worked with before, and I have my players, my mates that we play together that are still playing now. So they connect me with their agents one way or the other, supporting their way of supporting me so that I'm not more playing. So it becomes more easier for me to become an agent. And I know how to play football. I'm a very good footballer actually. So
Yeah.
I know a good footballer when I see one. If you're going to survive, I know you're going to survive from a distance. I don't need to see you playing for 10 minutes. play for 3 minutes with the ball with you, and this person can actually survive on football. So when you have that kind of player that is actually have a lot of talent, what we do is we invest in him in all that matters. Invest in his time, on ideas, on finances, because football cannot go without finances. So number one, you have to make sure the boy focus only on football. He cannot be going to school and coming back and playing football. That's not football for us. And I think that's one of the things I understood after I became an agent. Because always when we were growing up, we always see this agent that picked other people that only play football. But now I understand that you cannot be going to school and also be playing football at once. Maybe if you're outside the country with the way of life, you can actually manage to do that. But here, if you you have to focus completely. Because me now I'm going to invest my money on you. So I need to make sure you're not coming back to Nigeria when you travel out.
So
And this
there
agent that
is
we keep hope for them.
there's a football academy that is you guys send them to a football academy.
I have a couple of academy of my own. Okay, let me say how I started my own career.
Okay.
I know the issue of academy. I went to academies in the FC, so I know how to operate an academy. So I know to get a best good player, it has to be through academy. So I organized a football academy, started from scratch, and before you know it, after so many years, we started making it because the players have seen us playing before. So now they have hope on us because they know that we know what we're doing. Before you know it now, we've got log and everything. We started having money, pushing people, some people abroad. And now we have good place for the players to be training every single day. So we have coaches looking at them. So whenever I come back in a week, I want them to play a match. So on that particular match, I know who's ready. Your fitness level, you can play 90 minutes running up and down, and this person can actually survive somewhere. And from there, I got talent. So I was like, okay, now by December, this particular person is going to travel. So now we're going to focus more on you. If you're training 2 hours a day, we will give you 3 hours a day, 4 hours a day. Because we go outside this country, those people don't actually like you based on your skin color. They like you based on what you can offer.
Yeah.
So we have to make sure we're ready, entirely ready. So we make finance. We have some investors that if we don't have enough money, we talk to them and they put their money because they don't know anything about football, but they know everything about business. So we give them our ideas of life and business, whatever. Some they put their money and we take you outside the country. And once you play, we have an agreement. If you get signed, this is how much we get, this is how much you get, and that's how it goes. So before you need from 1 to 2, from 2 to 3, from 3 to 10. So now we started making name, and people are saying what we're doing. So now you don't have to explain yourself to a lot of people. And I was telling you, and in terms of doing that, that is why most of the politicians want to work with us because they believe now, like somebody like me, I have played all over Nigeria. It doesn't matter anywhere you live. As long as you're a good footballer, I have your contact, we keep in contact. Through you and other people. Because we're always looking for the best of the talent. So now the politician know that we have access to a lot of people. So since we have access to a lot of people, so now we are important in their lives. So now they want to work with us because anything we post, people see. If we post a good thing about you, people see it. If we post a bad thing about you, people see it. And unfortunately, in this the program I told you we had for the 17 presidential candidates that we did, that was where I met one of the candidates that actually told me worthy of becoming a spokesperson on
Yeah.
this during the election. So during the election, I was a spokesperson to one of the candidates of Akot Party. And after the election, I never knew he had a university. He actually opened a branch of his university in my city, which is Zaria, because I spoke to him about it and I said, okay, see, I want to take this school to my locality. I want my people to benefit from this scholarship because it's more like a scholarship scheme the way we
Mhm.
organize it. So he brought me back to Zaria, and that's how you see on my CV now. I'm actually one of the lecturers and the coordinator of the school,
So for
which is a
you have
university,
a university for soccer, football?
not sort of university for
Just
university.
regular
A normal
university. Okay,
university.
regular university.
Apart
Okay.
from soccer, regular university. I
Okay.
skipped the story from the agent to how I met the candidate and
Okay,
how
yeah,
I
yeah.
become a
Okay. Yes,
spokesperson.
yes.
And so this,
Oh
I'm
no, so
actually
I
inside my
mean, the
office.
sport opens doors for you. Whatever sports you are in, it opens doors. Yeah. So
What
which
opens doors for you anywhere you are? Well, let me tell you what opens doors for you in life. Your belief. What do you believe in?
is true.
Whatever you believe in, just keep on doing it. And the process
Yeah.
of doing that particular sport, you make this one today, you be this one tomorrow, this one is a politician, this one is a business person, this one have an academy, this one owns a university, this one owns a company. So and remember, the whole idea of the academy is for me not becoming able to go back to play. That's why I thought, okay, now let me open an academy where my younger ones or people I know can benefit from my own contact. So it started from small to big contact. So now actually, the sport was the motivation for every single thing. Because I told myself, if I cannot go back and play as a footballer, my whole idea is to become Michael Obi or Ahmed Musa. But now I cannot become, I cannot become them because I passed that. So, but I can create people that can become better than them and throughout the academy. So before, if you're thinking of money, I did not make a lot of money as a footballer. Now I'm making it as a football agent.
Yeah.
So anything you see there is not played in life.
Yeah.
Whatever you think, but you always have to work with the possibility. You have to think. At 30 years, can I still play football? At 35 years, can they still sign me? No. But at 40, you can be an agent. At 70, you can be an agent. So what's the problem? The whole idea is to be comfortable. You are going to be comfortable through other players.
Yeah.
So it all depends on what you understand, and that is the whole idea of the university you attended. Because I thought before I came back to Nigeria, remember, I have never applied for any work in anywhere. I've never applied for work in any governmental organization. I've never been to any office and said, okay, I want to
You
apply for
used
work.
your
Because
experience
I
to
know,
survive.
thank you, because I know the moment I apply for a job, I'm going to be working for somebody else and I cannot create my own future. So I stayed, that was why I stayed with the hunger and I stayed with the anger to make sure I started building mine from scratch. So now I'll tell you, Alhamdulillah, I can visit governors of some states. I can visit governor of my state. I get invitation from a lot of politicians in terms of youth development, either through my political platform or through the football academy. So you can imagine, like, it's all coming back to reality now. And now
Yeah.
I sit back to countries I used to stay there before, and now I have most of the contact of the football I have there before. Now they're happy because they have me in Nigeria to actually work for them. So it all became easier with all the contact. But that stage of breaking through, I am telling you, some people are going to die. Not every single person can actually survive or
It's
have
a
the
lot.
strength.
It's a lot.
Is a lot.
It's a lot.
I just explained the few things I could, but I can't imagine how I went through what I went through. But I think with God, like I told you, with God and with the half of the kind of house that I got from my parents, I think that's what kept me alive and to make sure that I had the responsibilities of my families and my sisters. So I have to become somebody. I cannot
Yeah.
stay home and be crying. I have to come out. Even if people are going to visit me and to give me money, I have to actually come out because I cannot lie down. If I lie down, they're not going to lie down. So I have to come back and work for them. And at least now I'm happy to tell you that I think some of my siblings are actually graduating next year from university, and that's some of the advantages of my life.
Look,
I
I
cannot
tell you, your parents are praying for you and super proud of you. You know, when I saw a sentence where they said you insisted on football and your dad says, "Hell no, you gotta go to school." It reminded me. I have a son that is in
yeah.
college and he plays college football here. So he loves football like no tomorrow. And he got an offer to go to one university, full ride. And he got
Okay.
two other universities looking. So I told him, I say, okay, do you I'm happy that you love this, but if you finish from this university and you are not
Yeah.
able to become a professional footballer, nobody's gonna look at
Yeah.
you. So we have to go
Yeah.
to the best university. You gotta study something that will
I'm going to
make
go and
even
do
if so now he's in math, he's studying math, who hopefully majoring in finance and still playing college
that.
football.
Okay.
So I
That's
said, so
that.
listen,
That's
in
it.
case you didn't go pro, you can manage the
At
footballers'
least you have
money,
a future.
you know?
It's a good idea.
So
I know
I just
one
laughed when I
advantage I'll tell
saw
you
that.
is
I said, oh God, he got like another parent like me and my son.
I am telling
You
you.
guys are
Okay,
so
let me tell you
well.
something. So now your point is you are there in the US and you know how it works. You can
Yeah.
imagine my mom being in Nigeria and somewhere else, and I call her on the phone and I told her something like I had a club that wanted me, I think in Japan or Japan, I guess, and I was going to be, I think, a millionaire back then. And you look what she told me. I
Right.
did not send you to go and play football. I sent
Good
you to go to
mom.
school.
Good
So
mom.
when you graduate from that particular school, you can go and do whatever you want to do. And look
Yes.
the funny way, after
But
I
that is an
graduated, she
African,
was
that's an African thing, you know.
okay,
That is
okay, let me tell you something. After I graduated, and she was nowhere to be found because me and her had an agreement on that. So
wow.
now all my the rest of my family wanted me to actually go to work now and look for a job in a governmental organization where I knew that me and my mom had an agreement whereby when I finish the school for her, I'm going to do everything for me now. So you can imagine how the back and forth we've been having with them because of that
Right.
particular thing. But I am
Right.
happy now because what I wanted to create in Kaduna now, we have an academy and we built a facility, a world class facility. Because most of my agents outside the country, they want to see what we are doing. So I have this camera that they can watch the players from their comfort
Yeah.
zone through
Yeah.
our website.
Yeah.
And we have an application where all the parents can watch their kids while teaching them football. So now we have come to a stage where the parents actually
And
bring
where is
the
the
kids.
academy located?
It's in Kaduna State, inside Kaduna State University.
Okay, wonderful. I
Because
think
I managed to build it inside the
you should
university.
give our content manager the information to post,
Yeah,
because we need to really train a lot of our youth in that.
we have a lot of time.
Football is not just even being famous. I think it teaches you a lot of discipline, a lot. You know.
At some point in life, where I understand football is one of the most important business in the world. We were having coronavirus, and
Yeah.
everything else was shut down. No governmental organization, no White House, no whatever. But the only thing that was football. They have to play football, even though they have no viewers to stay on the stadium,
Yeah.
but you can watch it from home. What
Yeah.
does that tell people? It cannot be stopped. And it's a business that it has no expiring date. You can't tell me that in the next 50 years we're going to stop playing football. Every
No.
single year it got better. It got
Yeah.
better. The money, the
Yeah.
attention. So
Yeah.
why are we waiting?
Yeah.
But the
It's a
issue is
it's a
people
it's
here
a
are
huge
so used to
huge employer in
okay,
America.
our people here down in Africa are so used to investment on things they see visible. They want to buy a house and people look for rent. They want to buy maybe a car of what do you call it, rice, and sell it to the neighboring village. So they are used to that kind of businesses. So
Yeah.
now when you talk about the business of football, it comes with faith and understanding of the game. They don't want to involve in it. So I tell people we use our money at first to make sure people understand its value. So now after some few years of success, and my players, somebody would live in Nigeria, very tiny, very slim, and after 3 years, I post his picture. Now he's one of the best players in the place he played. So now you can see how people are getting motivated. Okay, so this is possible.
Yeah.
And funny enough is people you sit down and talk to about it like 3 years back and they shun you on it.
Yeah.
And now they start
Yeah.
calling you.
Well,
Do you have any
well,
players that you can invest
that
for?
is the spirit of persistence. You know, in everything you
I
do,
believe.
passion first,
Yeah.
consistency,
Yeah.
and then believing, of course, number one, believing in your maker, and that
Um,
whatever you're gonna be, he will always guide you. But in order to get successful in anything, you have to have a passion and consistency. Yeah. So among all the people that now you were able to send out, who would we say, could you say are like in really big teams, or what, whichever, or they are like the next big thing, do you think? Can you shout out?
Okay, the funny the issue is that football is a very long process
Yeah.
of a business. So now the stages that they are now, I don't think they're in that popular stage where you all know the players for now,
Okay.
but they are not where they started.
Okay.
Like some people started from maybe Division 5, another in Division 3, some started in Division 4, another in Division 2. So the place where people know them is when they come back to Division 1 or when they start playing for Nigerian jersey.
Yeah.
And so the idea I have in my head is I want to have as many players as possible outside this country. Like every single way I have opportunity, I sign them with my
Yeah.
money, with other people's money, with investment. But every single player that step out of this country, I have a percentage. But some other players is 100%, some is 10%, some is 15%,
Yeah.
depending. So you can imagine 100 players in a year. How much do you think I'm going to have if any of them get signed? So the whole of the idea of the football business is not for today; it's for tomorrow.
It's for the
because one
future.
single player can actually bring you the benefit for you for your entire future.
Yeah.
Because that's why I'm thinking, and that's why we started it through the academy. Because without an academy, you can be an agent, and you have no academy. But the only agent fee is the percentage you have when a player is getting signed. And maybe you and him agree for a 4 years contract. So after that particular 4 years, you have no money on him again. But if you come out from my academy, I have the same 10% of your benefit throughout your football career. Anyway, you're going to go life. So
So,
now I'm playing
but
a
did
football.
you do you charge them for the academy, or you sponsor them and then that is the deal afterward?
No, mostly we sponsor them from the beginning.
Okay, that makes
But
sense.
now that we have a facility, we charge them for facility use, which is I think 5,000 monthly, which is not very affordable for
Yeah,
everybody because we need that particular money for them to know the importance of what they're doing, and for
yeah,
their parents to know that we have to invest in your
yeah,
son. You have to know that you're going to football
yeah,
because the issue is we don't have support of parents through support. If you're going to school, your parents know that you're going to the social university. But if you're going to play football, your parents doesn't know that you have a football team that you play with. You don't know that you have a football agent. So now our academy have a form that you fill, and your parents supposed to sign on it for you to be here.
yeah,
So if I take you outside the country and I make money out of you, this is our agreement with your father that yes, you are with me. Because one thing I understood when I came back to the system is before I started allowing people to come together and play football anywhere, I started doing all the documents I needed. I did FIFA license, I did FIFA license for the academy, I did NFF license, which is a state license, I did CSA certificate, which is for a company to be registered in Nigeria. So all those documents, I had to document it before focusing to come and play football.
yeah.
But what our people do, they gather
You
people to come
just
and play
open and
football.
do
At
whatever.
the end of the day, you have this lucky person that got a contract somewhere and they want to take him and they take him from you and you have zero money. And the only person that will make money out of him is that particular person that took him abroad. But let's assume I have a player now, and I'm not going to sponsor him with my own money and to be taken abroad. I will still have a percentage based on him being on my academy for this particular year.
Yeah,
And there is something we call TMC. It's a FIFA registration that it's only academy that is registered under FIFA that has it. When you have a player and you register him on TMS, right? Any club he goes to, if he goes to Madrid or Manchester United and they want to sign him, once they go to their TMS and put his name and his age and the passport, it will tell them that he is from Soso Academy. So
okay.
they have to pay me as an academy for me to release his form and we call it transfer international transfer market.
Yeah.
There's something we call
Very brilliant
international transfer market.
businessman. Now we see why your masters and PhD is working. Well,
So like you and
I said I
let
would
me be
love
fun.
to sit and talk to you forever because there's so much interest. I have to tell you, um,
Yeah.
you should be very proud of your accomplishment. And I'm sorry
Thank
for
you.
losing
Thank
your
you very
parents,
much.
but you know what?
Thank
Your
you very
parents
much.
had done a good job before they left you, and then they have brought up a wonderful young man who is now that even though you have an older sister, I love that. He said, you know, even though I have an older sister, I'm the head of the household.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
I think
Yes.
your father and your mother will be so proud to
Thank you
see
very much.
you become the man you are. And I
Thank you very much.
honestly wish you all the best with your academy, with and many other things that you're doing. And I also know you're doubling into politics. So, you know, we would love young people that go into politics that actually would want to change the narrative to something better that can give more opportunities to young people and women because we're
Okay.
still very much behind when it comes to that
Yeah.
part of our lives. So I thank you so much. I know there's some people making comments here. They're saying, I'm so proud of you, Nura. I think Nura had said
Yeah.
something. I can, if I don't have my,
Yeah.
sometimes I can't read, but I think he said something here. You're right. It's so true. So many resources, Dr. Nura, But our people always sit down and say, God shall provide. And it's not just one particular religion. It's all religions in Nigeria. God is okay. God is there. And like I said, forget about doing something. God is already there by giving you the resources, by giving you the intellect, by giving you the energy. You should go out there and do something about it. So, what our last, and then we'll close the conversation. What should we be expecting of what does the future holds for Dr. Khalifa?
Okay, I think for me, I have never really sat down and think of the future because I think every single day is my future. So I work on every single day that I lived on. But I see a lot of people in my own community and my society pushing me into politics because this you are a young person that's actually being a spokesperson to a presidential candidate of the country. So they think it's something I can actually go on and be a man of my own,
Yeah.
which I always tell them the thing we always do in life is for the betterness of our people. So sometimes we don't actually sit down and think of us as a leaders. We just think that we can do a lot and help a lot of people. So like this school that I'm telling you, we give scholarship to the school, and a lot of people are going to school for free. So like it's something we can do a lot more than we can do with money. So I have never seen money as the only what do you call it benefit of life. I will let people with money is a necessity, but don't put it at first. Put it that is going to come to you as long as God destined you to be a rich person or to be a wealthy person. So always have this richness in your heart and make sure that anything you do, it helps somebody else. If every plan you have is for yourself alone, you're not going anywhere. But all the plans you have always happen for people. When they happen for people, then God will give you 4 people, and on top of that, you'll be leading the people. So I think maybe in the nearest future, you will see us in places that we don't even imagine or we have
Yeah.
never imagined to be. So I don't want to tell you this is where I want to be, but I just want to tell you that I want to be much stronger than I am when I speak to you next time.
Wonderful. Well said. But I'll give you one piece of advice. Put politics aside and focus on your academy. You will become the most powerful man in Nigeria when you focus and build that academy, because you know what? You will be creating wealth across the world, and you will be the next
Exactly.
Lampote and in the sport. You understand? And you will be
I'll
able
give
to
it to
change
Allah.
a lot more lives with that,
Sorry.
because these people that you're going to train, they're going to have your own mindset, so that when they become something, they will come back and give back. You see, a politician can
Sorry.
only take you so far, but I think you have something so amazing that even the politicians will bow to you. So stick with the academy, okay? Thank you so much, Dr. Khalifa. It is
I
nice
appreciate that.
having
I think
you. And thank you, everyone, for watching. And I look forward to next week, Thursday, with another great guest. And thank you. And stay blessed, everybody. I know it's pretty late in Nigeria. Have a good night. Bye now.